This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so what do we discuss today? All right, save this file. It's already 12 days complete. Okay, nice. Day 13. Oh, 3. Okay. So, what filter we saw previous day? I think we saw the context filter, and we are left out with the last one, which is a parameter filter. Right, so we were looking at the types of filters, and we were looking at the first type of filter. That means which is only applicable at the worksheet level. So this was the first type of filters which we were looking. Filters at worksheet level. And so we saw from 1 to 7. And so today we'll talk about the eighth filter, which is a parameter filter. Okay, so what is a parameter?
Sir,
So, Jen,
good, sir,
what
good
do we?
morning. Sorry for disturbing you.
Yes, please.
I just want to know that yesterday I've tried to create the context filter, but I'm just getting an error. I'm just getting all the state-wise sales on that. So I just need it by the state-wise. I'm not getting out filtered with the cities in that top five
Oh,
cities.
we'll see that at the end of the session.
Okay, then fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about the parameter filters. And so, what is a parameter? So, general question. So, parameter. So, parameter is something, a value which can be passed dynamically, to any values, or let's say to any fields. This is the best one. So I have some value which I want to pass it dynamically to any of the fields. Okay, so can we see any examples for this? Okay, let's see some examples. It's connected to the file, set to Superstore. Okay, so drag the table. Alright, so now if I want to do this very small example, maybe Vikram, I'll try to cover your question in this scenario. Maybe one or two next scenarios, we'll try to cover that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what I need here, the sheet number 1. So if I'm asking here, display top 5 customers for total profits. So I want to find out, say, top 5 customers who are giving me a very good profits. So I don't want to leave those customers. Okay, so any question? So we have to understand how many dimensions, how many measures. One dimension, one measure. Okay, so how to show those customers? So very simple, take customer name. So I'll double click that. Instead of dragging and dropping, can I double click that? Yes, so definitely we can do that, and it shows the list like this. So in this all customers, I want to show only top 5. Okay, so now what can we do? Right click on this and say filter, that's what we used to do, and show top 5. Okay. This is a previous example only. And by field, so we have to just say top and top 5 and the profits and sum. Okay, very nice, you got the answer. And can you put the profits as well, how much they are contributing? Okay, sort it out and put the labels. Fine. So this is your top 5 customers. Now I sent this report to customer. Customer says, okay, this is excellent, and I want to see top 10 customers. Okay, you want to see top 10? Then what we should do? Again, right click on the filter, edit the filter, and he has to come to this tab and type the number 10 and then apply and then okay. So now this is a top 10 customers. Okay, so now customer says, okay, I'm fine, I want to see top 3. So every time customer doesn't come to this filters shell and they don't right click edit the filter, and they don't really know what are these filters, and they don't see these filters on the screen for them. They don't see all these activity what you do. You are expert in Tableau, but customer, he doesn't care what options you have in Tableau. So how should we provide the interactive way of showing top n customers? Then the best way of showing that dynamically is apply the parameter filters, which is a very commonly used option, and without this you cannot solve most of the problems. Okay, so now it's a time to learn how to create a parameter first. Okay, so click on this drop down. You will find an option, create a parameter, and you can right click on any of the dimensions and you can go to create, and you see the option create a parameter. And also, can I scroll down? Let's say this. So you can also right click on the empty space here left side and you can say create a parameter. And there is another way as well. So how to create a parameter? So where did you select it here, the top n? So from this point, so here also in this drop down, you will find an option, create a new parameter. Okay, so there are so many ways so you can create a new parameter here. Very nice. So let's create a parameter now. Very good. So I'll do it from this part. So create a parameter. And this is a window which you will get here. Right. And let's name this. Let's name this parameter as a top n. So I'll say n because user can pass dynamically the values 1, 2, 3, 10, so whatever number he wants. And the very important points here. So what is the data type which he has to pass? Okay, so the data type should be, how many data types we have? We have float means the decimals, integer, numbers, string values, a group of characters, boolean, true or false, date and time. So we can allow customer or user to use these values. But for our example, if I want to pass a number like 1, top 3, top 10, so it is nothing but integer which we have to select. Float means decimals, let's say top 3.5 customers, which is a meaningless one, isn't it? So top 3.5, okay, then immediately we have to go to hospital. Okay, so select data type as integer, and what is the current value you want to give? I'll say top 10, so some default number, and let's not worry about this. Display format, let's leave it as it is, and we have different options. So I'm just selecting the default for now, which is all. All means the user can pass any value in this list. We'll see that. Okay, now if you observe the left side, so it will create a new pane or a new panel with the name parameter. And it also shows the data type which you created. This is an integer. It shows in the hash. Okay, so step one, create a parameter and right click on this and use this option, show parameter. All right, so right click on this and show parameter. And now this is easy for a customer. So if you can change this to 5 and hit enter, then it should impact the output here. But currently it is not impacting anything. So if I type 8, hit enter, it doesn't impact anything. Okay, so what we need to do? So important steps. Step 1, create a parameter. Step 2, show that parameter here. And step 3, link this parameter to this field. Otherwise, how can it show that you are trying to see 8 customers? So linking is very important, which most of them forgets most of the time. So how to link a parameter? Right click on the dimension and edit filter. Instead of 10, click on this drop down and select the name what you created here. Top n is top n. Now whatever number you choose here, that number comes here and it shows top 8 by profits. So you have to link that parameter in this drop down. All right, now let's say apply, say okay. Now observe here, this will be the final report. I'm clicking on presentation mode. Okay, just blocking my view. Okay, if I say top 10, so hit the 10 and enter, it shows the top 10 customers. And if I type 100, show me top 100 customers. So these are your top 100 customers, isn't it? So this is an easy way to any customer, just typing the number and then hitting the values. So you can see the final results on the screen. So this is a parameter and how do we use it? Right, the simple terms, the simple way. All right, so let's see this with another example very quickly. So let's look at state-wise top 5 cities. Okay, I'll just put that here. So you want to see state-wise top 5 cities sales. All right, so this is what I want to see, but instead of 5, so I would say here top n cities sales. So top n, so I would control this number with 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. All right, let's say apply, let's say okay. So how do we build it? I want to show, if I select any state, I need to show top 5 cities based on the sales. Take states, take cities. Where is the cities? And I'm not using any parameters. First understand the problem and let's sort it out. So if I say top 3 cities, if I select this state, it has to show me these 3. The same thing which we did yesterday. So okay, this is sales. Sorry, my mistake. So take the sales and override on it. So carefully place that on that field. So it will override that field and it will show the sales numbers. All right, so this is my requirement. Show me the top 3, top 4, top 5 for the selected city. All right, so how do we do that? So there's a filter which I need to apply at the city level. So can I use the same parameter? I can use the same parameter, isn't it? apply and say okay. Show this parameter on the screen. Oh, sorry. Show parameter and I want to show for the selected state only. So let's have the filter here. I will just put this into this filter and say apply, say okay. So I'm just having those two filters here, those two dimensions here, nothing more than that. Now I'm not getting the result, isn't it? Let's say show filter now, and let's put this top n on the top. And let's say I want to see only for this state. So I'm not seeing any results. Yeah, you would not see any results because, so why you should not see any result? It is talking to this is talking to this, and what are the common results? So it says that there is no common result. So I'm so sorry, there is no result. Which is a parent here? Top 3 cities for the state. So state is a parent. So just one step here, add to context. So when you do that, so this becomes parent, and now the flow is different. This will talk to the data source, and this will talk to this state. Isn't it? So this is context filter. Right, now let's change the values. So show top 3. Yeah, top 3. And select any other state. So is it displaying top 3? Yes, I want to see top 5. So change the number 5. So it should display top 5. We didn't sort it out. So we can definitely sort this out based on um, the what we call it, the number of values. Okay, let's change to California and then apply here top 10. If you have top 10 cities, so definitely it should show top 10 cities. So the same yesterday's problem, but we just applied the additional parameter. So Vikram, this is your solution. So what difficulty faced in this?
Yes, sir.
Simple.
But actually, I mean, what I got is like I have got the details by the state wise, not in the city level.
If you have done this, you should see the same result. Okay.
Because somewhere it is I made a mistake. Need to check once.
Sure. So are you clear now? That's the important.
Now it is clear.
Okay. Okay. That's good. But remember, everyone, so this option, this approach only works for one state. So it only works for one. But if your requirement is, I have to show for every selection here, let's say Alabama as well. Even for this state, I want to show top 10, then it doesn't work. So we have another way of doing this with another feature, which is calculated field. So when the interviewer asks you, so you should be very clear. Sir, is it only for one selection? If it is only one selection, you have to show this way. If it is for every selection, then you have to do it in a different way. All right. So when a question comes up, so please make sure you take clarity of that question. Okay. All right. So we saw only one, which is an integer field. And can I now see another way of using this? All right. So let's build one small sheet again. Let's say category and subcategory. And I want to have sales. I want to have profits. And I want to have the quantity as well. So there's so many options now on the screen. But now I want to restrict users to see only by one region. Okay, observe the question. So what I'm asking here is show only one region at a time based on user selection. Which region data are we showing now? It is for all regions, isn't it? We did not use any other region, so it is for all regions. But observe now the minute differences here. Take region and put it into the filters. Okay, so select all and say apply and say okay. And show the quick filter, right click and then show filter, then option comes here. Very good. And what is the requirement? Show only one region at a time. So here it is not one region. User can select more than one checkbox. So this is not what I want. Then immediately you have to change to this option, which is a single value list. Now show only this. Okay, this is fine. Customer said this is excellent. You have done a very good job. Okay, then observe here. So there is an option all. He says, hey, can you remove this option as well? Okay, can you remove that option?
Yes.
Okay, try that. So my requirement here is you have to select only one at a time, but don't show me all. By default, it shows all. Sir, I don't want all. Is there any options available here? Is there any options available here? Can you try? All right, so just take it as an exercise. Okay, this is fine. We can do it in this way. So there's no problem at all. But let's see how we can do this here in a different way. I want to use a parameter here. Okay, in parameter, what you want to pass, name of the region is what I want to pass. Okay, can we do that? Yes. So how we can do that? Observe. So right click and create a parameter, and the name I would say here is select region, and region is a text format. So central, east, south. So this is not a number. So I'm going to select here string. And what should be your current value? Okay, let's type something. The current value is something west. And let's come here. And if you say all, observe here what happens. Let's say all. Yeah. Right click on this and now show here, show parameter. Where is the parameter? This one. And now if I type east, hit enter. So is that coming up here? No, it's not showing anything. So what is missing? Once we create a parameter, you have to link that to these fields. Now, to which field should I link? Interesting question. Should I link to category? Should I link to subcategory? Or should I link to this filters shell? So where do we link? Now let's see, can we link that to the filters shell? Because we have region here. Right click on this and edit the filter. Where can I use that? Not in this, not in this, in this, or in this. Which one? I'm not using show me top 3, top 4, so definitely I'll not be using this option. And even I don't see region here. Why I don't see the second parameter in this list? Because this is a string data type and this is a number data type. Only number data types will be shown in this list. So it's very clear I cannot use now the only option left out is condition. where I can use that. So here make use of formula, right? So what we say here is to W. So show me the results for region for whatever value user is typing here. So this value, please take in this list and show me that result. Okay, so observe here. Now you have to say region. So type the word region. You will see A, B, C. Forget about this. Whenever you see F, that means it is a W inbuilt functions. So we are not discussing functions, and we will see this maybe in few days. But when you see A, B, C, that means it is pointing to this fields. So this region is nothing but this dimension is equal to whatever value typed by the user. Okay, how do I get that? What is the name of the parameter? Select region. So type the word select region. All right. So now observe the color differences here. These colors always point to the dimensions, and this color always points to the parameters. Right? Even there is a color differentiation. Now what we are telling here, instead of selecting these, now whatever value user types here, region is equal to east. So when I type east, it becomes region is equal to east. Then only show me that. Is it case sensitive? Observe, is it case sensitive? Now I am typing in all capital letters west. Hit enter. Now the values are changing here. Now will this one work? So you are not getting any results, isn't it? So use only one at a time. So just get rid of this. I don't need you. I'm so sorry. I'll just get rid of that. And so we provided option here. But the problem is user has to type the region. So if you know what are all regions available, he has to type it. But I don't know what are the regions available, how many available, I really don't know. Then how can I type it here? So if user types invalid list like this, what happens? You will see a blank output. So remember, when you see blank output means whatever the value user typed, it did not add any matches. That's why it gave a blank output. So this is not a good option because user can type whatever he want, and user don't know how many regions are available. He really don't know. Then what is other way we can show this? So now what we'll do is so we'll just try to edit this here, or we'll remove it. We'll say hide card, and we'll create another parameter. Same thing only, and this time I would say with a different name, select region, and I would say from the list. Okay, I'm saying from the list. This is a string data type. Current value, I'll delete it. I'll not type anything. What happens? This is also an interview question. So I'm deleting that, and I'm saying list. Now I want to allow only few values to the end user. How many regions we have? 4 regions. Okay, can we type it here? Oh, again we have to type it. Yeah, type it. So 1 and 2, and what is the other one? Central, and then we have east, west, central, maybe south. So what is this typing? Again, why we should type all these values? Yeah, we'll see what is another option. Let's say okay, and now you created a parameter, and this time You are allowing user to select one at a time. Very good. And user knows, okay, these are my 4 values. And instead of this, you can show here, show me single value list. Okay. Now you have to link this parameter to this filters shelf, isn't it? We have not linked it. That's why we are not seeing any data. Right click, edit. So how to link that? So remove the previous one and now just type the word, select a region from the list, name of the parameter, and let's say apply. Let's say okay. Now it is convenient to the user. Okay, I can select whatever values I have. This is a very nice option. Do I have all button? I don't have. And I removed it. I did not add that. And I could see the list here. Okay, this is easy. So when should we use this kind of thing? When your requirement is to show only 2 regions. I don't want to see all the 4. If you are using this filter, which is a quick filter, here also you can show radio buttons only, but observe the differences. I want to show only central and east. I don't want to show these 2 things. I don't want to show even this. Can you control it? No. But can you control it here? Show me only east and central. Okay, so how to show only east and central? Then edit this parameter and delete the other values. You want the central and the east. So delete these values and say okay. So I'm able to restrict it to whatever fields I want to do. So only 2 things is what customer needs. But here you don't have much options. So this is one advantage. And is it clear so far what we are discussing? If you have any questions, they can ask now. That's a very good question. So I see a question here in the chat window. If in case you have any new region added in the backend, then automatically will it get added to this list? So answer is yes and no. So answer is yes and no. So this is not possible in old versions of Tableau, which are below 2020. But answer is yes for versions above 2000. So the parameter should be automatically added in this list. So when the version of Tableau is above 2020, and that was the limitations we had in parameter, but that is fixed in the latest version of Tableau. Okay, so let's move on now. How do we get regions without typing? So it is just simple thing here. So I just selected region value list. And how did we get this? So when you are creating that, so you have to select the list here. So you will get without typing. But my problem is, sir, why I should type the values? Because if I want to type a product names, for example, here, so we typed it, so which I did not like. Let's say I want to type so many names of the products. So that means we have the products here like this, and it will expand it here. All right. So I want to type maybe these product names into that list there. So create a parameter and this is a text, so I would select a string and I'll just remove that. And what happens when I don't select any value? By default, it takes the first value in this list, whatever we add. Sir, how to add these values now manually? Oh, there can be a possibility of going mistakes, of spacing issues, of quotation special characters, and how many products are there? 1,000. Can we add those many in this list manually? A very big task, so I don't really like that. So what is the other way of adding values to this list? So use this option, add values for. Okay, the same thing. So how to add values? I want to add all regions here. Select this and select here region. So get me all the values of region. Oh, now automatically I can see all 4 values without any typing. Can I get for the names of the products? So automatically, so every name of the product is now added into this list. So one of the easiest way is just adding the values from this list. But make sure if you're adding a different values, you have to delete the previous records. So otherwise, it just concatenates, adds everything here. Okay, so the easiest way is just add values from and select anything from this list, and it will add those many values automatically. The other way of creating a parameter is, so you can right click on the subcategories now and say here create a parameter. So what is the difference when I right click on the field and if I say parameter? So what is the difference? It is automatically adding the values of that dimension into this list, into the list option. All right, so that is the difference here. So it adds automatically if you right click on that and say create a parameter, so the values will be automatically added to that list. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, so we'll try to do one example here. Now let's see how many answer this question. Not the old students, please, but only the new ones. Let me look at that. Okay. Observe the question.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in parameters, for example, if we are using add values from and the field name, and suppose I have millions of records and I'm using date fields to filter out my data using, for example, end date and start date. So there are two options. Either I use add from field and use the date field for those parameters, or simply I just give the users the option to enter any date that they want to filter on. So in which condition the performance will be better? Because if I do add from field, so the parameter will query my database for millions of records and it will populate the parameter with all those date fields. Or in the second case wherein I'm not using add from field, I'm just giving them the parameter and user can enter any value. So in which case the performance will be better?
We'll come to that because we did not discuss the date fields, isn't it? So we'll answer the question when we talk about applying the parameters for the date fields. Right? So I'll remember the question, but whatever you see will be very different. So you will get your answer when we select something. Right? So hang on for a few more minutes, or maybe the next session. So currently we are just looking at the numbers and the strings. So next we'll talk about how to apply parameters for the dates. Right? So then I'll take your question. You will get your question answered automatically.
Okay, thank you.
It's a little future topic, so I'm just holding that. So I want to find out the products whose discounts are, let's say discounts are above 10% and below 80%. Okay, so this is my question. So now if I want to find out this, I want to use parameters because I want to provide an option for the user to enter the minimum and the maximum discounts. All right, now let's try to solve this problem. So here we are talking about the measure which is discounts and only one dimension which is products. Okay, now how do we do that? First, let's try to see how many products are there with the discounts here. Okay, let's take the product names, put that into this list. We are getting a message here. Observe the message on the screen. So you have more than 1,000. Do you still want to add it? So Tableau says generally, so 1,000 is good for performance, but there are like more than 1,000. Do you still want to use that? I said yes, please use it. So there's no problem. So I will say add all members. So no worries, we can add so many values. So click on add members. Now, can you find out what are the discounts given for each product? Yeah, we can definitely find out. But how? So you have a measure which is a discount, and let's put that into this field and so for the numbers. Okay, so I want to change this format so that I can show that in the discounts. So right click and format. See, observe here where I'm doing. Right click, format, and so here you have a numbers, and just click on that and select percentage. Okay, this is the output input. I want to remove zeros as well, dot dot two zeros. So then I would say decimals, just make it to 0. Can I sort it? Maybe sort it. 720% discount. Right answer or wrong answer? Okay, understand this is a simple example. So if you can analyze this correctly, then you can give me the answer there correctly. So I went to a superstore or a big bazaar or something, some shopping mall. So I purchased 3 products. Product 1, I got 50% discount. And for second product, I would say first product, I got 50% discount. For second product, I got 30% discount, and the third product I got, let's say 60% discount. Now, simple question I'm asking, what is the total discount I got? Right, can you answer this question, everyone? Put your answers in the chat window, or you can tell me the answer. 45. So I'll put all the answers here side by side. So if you're calculating, I'll wait for 10-15 seconds. Addition of all values. So 50 plus 30 plus 60. So it comes to 80 plus 60. So 140% discount. So here one user said, oh, you got only 45 or 46.4. Okay. We have so many in this group. So put your answers in the chat window. If you cannot solve this here, simple one, so how can you solve for thousands and thousands of records? Oh, 46, 46. Okay, I'm getting from 5. Can I have rest of them answer? So you don't want to answer my simple question? Then how would you answer for a client? Forty-six. Okay, let's look at here. Ashok, can you put the answer, please? And I'll call by name. And I have next one, Harish. I think you answered. And Manasa, can you answer this question? 46. And Raju.
46.4%.
Okay, I got your answers. All right, so why are you telling 46? So most of them said 46. And so some users said you have to add all of them. So that means you are taking these numbers and you are taking the average, isn't it? 50 plus 30 plus 60 divided by so 50, okay, sorry, 50 plus 30 plus 60 divided by 3. So you are getting this number. But here I asked a total, isn't it? But why you are taking average? Yeah, you have to take average because this is something in terms of the percentage and you are talking about the discount. So if anywhere the discount is more than 100% means if the answer is 140%, then they are giving those products for free of cost plus so another 40% means they are paying you extra cash also, isn't it? Which is really good to understand, but that never happens. So 140% discount, did you observe anywhere? No, it doesn't, because here we have to take the average of the values. So discounts should always be considered in terms of the average. So if it is more than 100 means it is for free. So there is no discount, it is free. Now come to Tamplio here. Now, if I drag discount, so it is telling me 720% discount. Is this the right answer or the wrong answer? It is definitely the wrong answer. Reason? It is applying the sum. For discounts, we should never apply sum. We should only apply the averages. All right, so take here the average. And remember, the discounts never process 100%. So the maximum discount you gave is 80 and the least discount you have is 0. So I'm not giving any discount to you. All right, so now what is my requirement? Show me the products which are between 10 and 80. So 10 and 80 means I want to display from here. So I want to display those products from 10 to 80. That means this one. Okay, this is very big number. Then we'll say show me above 50 and below 80. But can we do this with the help of parameters? Why can't we do this? Yeah. But without parameter, can I do this? How do we do this? Right click. Where is this here? Filter. And then can I go for condition? And can I go to by formula? And what is the condition? I can write it here. So, oh, internet disconnected. Hey, hang on for a minute. I'll just swap the network. Hang on for a second. Power is going off, so hang on for a second. I'll just connect back with a different network. So the network is swapped. So can anyone confirm? Can you still hear me? Just type it yes in the chat window.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thanks. All right, so how do I show without filters first, and then we'll try with the filters. So what is there here? So just type the average. So what else you have here? So just put that here. So average of what is that there? Discount, and if it is greater than 50, isn't it? So the number is 50. So 50 and average discount less than 80. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to see, 50 and 80. The moment I hit apply, everything is gone. Okay, what should I do now? What is a mistake I did here? Can anyone help me? So why it is not showing any results? If I remove this, that means if I go back and say apply, so you can see the values. I have 80, I have 50, I have 70. And can I just show here, if my average of discounts, if it is greater than 70, then show me the result. Apply. Oh, nothing. So remember, I'm stressing on one point. So when you see a blank output, there is something wrong in your logic. Okay, so how should I fix it? So if you observe carefully, that what are the values for this discount in the table. So take a look. So where is the discount here? Discount. So anywhere, are you seeing 70, 100, something like that? No, it is all decimal values. So that means the maximum, if you're giving 100%, means you would see 1.0. and the least is here is 0.0. If it is 10% means, so they would say 0.1. That means you have the field which is discount. You have this field in terms of the decimal values. So how you are getting 0.2? So that means maybe 50% discount. So 50 by 100. So 50% means 50 by 100. So here maybe you'll get 1 by 2. So that means it is 0.5. So when you see 0.5 in the list here, so anywhere if you see 0.5, then it is a 50% discount. When you see 0.8, yeah, 80% discount. This column is dealing only with the decimals, and what you are writing here is just the number. So that is a big difference here. Problem here is, so you have to write average of discount. If it is greater than 50 means you have to
800.
type 50 by 100. So one of the common mistake which everyone does that. And if I say apply, and is it showing only 50? Okay, so we'll change this to 70 and say apply. Now you can see that it is greater than 70. It is applying correctly. And can you show the results now? So greater than 50, and so I have two conditions. So I'm just using and. So average of discount less than 80 by 100. So you have to type this values. Now hit apply, and this is your rate. Now I know the logic. So can you do this now with the help of parameters? Let's try to do that. Question is, how many parameters should I use? Click on create parameter. What name can I use here? I have two values, 50 and 80. One parameter, one value, isn't it? So here, can I say, so discounts greater than, so this is a name. So the symbol is not evaluating anything. So it is greater than, and which value can I use here? I'll use integer only, right? And I'll pass every value. And let's put this on the screen. And I want to create another parameter. So I would say duplicate. So create the same data types, everything is the same, and edit. And here I would say discounts less than. And integer, yes, I want everything the same. And put this on the screen. Okay, the first one. So greater than, less than. So if you have more than one value to evaluate, that many parameters we have to create. Okay, so with one parameter, can you solve this problem? It is not possible. It is impossible to create, to solve this problem with just one parameter. Why? Because you have two values. And this is the limitation. Another limitation of parameter is we can pass only one value to one parameter. So it can be anything here. So we can pass only one value to any fields here, right? Which is a limitation of the parameters, not a tablet. It's only parameter. Now here I want to say 50. I want to say 60. Hit enter. It is not applied. Yeah, it is not applied. So what we should do? So you have to apply the filter, and where you want to apply here. Okay, so how do we change that? So just replace the word 50 with this parameter name. So discount greater than, and replace this 80 by discount less than. All right, so I hit apply and say okay. Now evaluate it, 50 and 60. Okay, and let's say 60 and 70. Yeah, I'm able to see that. If I give 70 here, 60 here, Will it work or will it not work? Interview question. It's a very silly question, but the question here is, if I pass the 70, if I pass the 60 here, will you see results or what you will see? I have 60, hit enter, you will not see anything, the blank output, because there is no field like which is above 70% and below 60%. So it is a meaningless because both doesn't match anytime. So there you have to say we will get the blank output, right? So this is how we can solve. So in this problem, we understood a few things. What are they? If we have two values to compare or two values to pass, those many parameters we have to create. And the limitation of parameter is I can pass only one value to one parameter. And another point is for discounts, we have to always consider averages. We should not consider sum, which is incorrect. And we also try to find out how do we change the numbers to percentages. So how do we did that? Right click and go to the format and observe where are you here. So observe it should be on the pane, not on the axis. So these numbers will be also available in this axis also. But make sure you are changing in the pane level and click on this, and starting it was like this. So you have to change it to percentage and it will be 2 decimals by default. It will be like this by default. So if you want to show them, you can. Otherwise, if you just want to ignore them, then you can remove these like this. All right. And there is one more point here. So I'll cover that and then we'll stop it here for today. Now I changed the format to percentage. Okay, that's good. Let's go to another sheet and let's do the same thing here. Product name and add all members and then take the discount and put that here. We are again seeing numbers, isn't it? So if you are applying the format in this shelves or in this shelves, that will be only limited to that particular sheet. Okay, so that is only limited to that sheet. And there is another way of applying the format. So observe here. So directly to these fields only I can apply. So how I can apply? Now observe. So right click on the discount and let's say here the default, sorry, there is a format. So default properties and go to the number format and here change the format to percentage and 2 decimals. Yeah, 2 decimals. And where we are changing in the row shelf, sorry, in the dimensions and in the measures. Now let's drag the product name and yes, add it. There's no problem. And take the discount and put it here. So it shows here the percentage, but the another problem is it is showing sum. Oh, sir, I may forget some. Can we also fix this? When I drag a discount, it should automatically show average. Another very important question, can we change the default measure aggregation? Okay, let's see that. So another very, very important interview question, can you change the default aggregation of Tableau? So the default is sum, but can you change? Yes, we can change. So how? So just observe here. Right, so again I'm removing discount and right click on this column and go to the default properties and go to the aggregation and change it to average. So this is where you can change the default ones. Now let's drag discount with showing average. It is showing percentage. Let's go to another sheet and let's take here the subcategory and show discount. Okay, put that discount here. So it shows average. We change it from sum to average and we applied it in percentage. So now the point is, if we change it here, then it applies for every sheet. But if you change in this level, then it applies only to that sheet. All right, so that's a very big difference. And that's another interview question as well. So what is the difference when you do format in the measure level, when you do format at the marks card level, or at the row shelf or column shelf level? So one example which covers 4 to 5 very frequently asked interview questions. All right, so this is all for today, what I have. And so we'll talk about many more things in the next session. And hang on for a second. So here, yesterday I got a call from Institute, and so I'm told that you need a time to practice things. So I think many of you said that you are not getting time to practice. Maybe because some joined between, so in the middle, so you need some time to practice them. And so I'm told to wait for them to join or to understand the day-to-day topics. So if something is there, you can tell to me directly. All right. And so what we do is tomorrow I will so I'll send you the practice questions. That means I'll give you a small exercise kind of a thing. So I'll give you the data source and the questions. So try to solve it in your workbooks, and so you have to send that report to me to my email ID. So that means you will not have a class tomorrow, and you have to complete that exercise. You will have some questions, maybe 15 questions. So you have to finish them and send it to me, and we will meet again on the alternative day, which is on Saturday. So on Saturday, we will discuss the solutions which you did, and we'll try to figure out what you did, which is right, which is wrong, and anyone has any open items, any questions in the previous completed classes, so we can discuss them on Saturday. All right, so that means the new sessions, new topics will be kept for hold till Monday. So just to ensure that everyone is on the right track. Okay, so tomorrow we don't have class, but if someone has any questions or anything, you can always leave a message to me. I'll try to see if I can join tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll meet on Saturday and we'll solve all your open items. And from Monday, we will be continuing with the new topics. So any questions on this here? So I came to know that many of them said you're not finding time to practice. So take the material from the institute because it has a step-by-step of the questions and the answers, and you will also have some practice questions as well, but they are in the material.
Sir, I have one question over here. I took the material from the institute, so I was just practicing one question from the context, that field. Okay, so can you just solve me one problem for me? I was trying to solve it out, but I was not able to.
Yeah, keep it for tomorrow or for Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Because we are running out of time. So
Sure, sir, no problem.
So when you have these things, so put that in the group. So make use of the group. So this is a question. This is what I did. So I'll just tell you what is going wrong.
Okay, sure.
So that way everyone also knows, okay, for this question, we have to do this way. So it's useful for everyone as well.
Yes, thank you.
So I'll send you the practice questions, and to the drive, you will have a separate folder like week 1, task 1, something like that. So practice that, complete the question and the answers by Saturday. And so I forgot to send my email ID. So once you are done with your exercise, so just send me your workbooks to this email ID. Right, I'll put it in the chat window as well, so that we can meet and we can see what you are doing there. Okay, so that's all for today then. If you don't have any questions, we'll talk to you on Saturday for the workbooks, for your exercises, and for any open items, any questions, any problem. I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. So keep it for Saturday. We'll finalize them. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much. And Tarun, so just wait for 1 more days so to answer your date parameter question. Thank you very much.